Welcome back to Blueprint to Thrive, the podcast where we give you real practical strategies to help you live your healthiest, most successful life. I'm your host, Tamika, and today we're diving into a topic that so many of us struggle with but do not talk enough about: burnout. Before we get into this week's episode, be sure to listen to episode 2 where we spoke about SMART goals, setting you up for success to have long-term, maintain consistent wellness. All right. If you've ever felt exhausted, unmotivated, overwhelmed, or just done with everything, you might be dealing with burnout. And I get it. Life is busy between work, family, personal goals, and just trying to keep up. It is easy to feel like you are running on empty. So in today's episode, we're going to break down exactly what burnout is, how to recognize the warning signs, and most importantly, how to reverse it and get your energy back. If you ever feel drained lately, this episode is for you. So let's get into it. Let's start with the basic. What is burnout? Burnout is more than just being tired. It is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It happens when you feel like you're constantly running on fumes with no time to recharge. And here's the thing, burnout does not happen overnight. It builds slowly. And a lot of people don't even recognize that they are burned out until they hit a breaking point. There are 3 major types of burnout. So let's look at it. 1, so you have work burnout, where you feel drained, unmotivated, and maybe even resentful about your job or business. 2, emotional burnout, where you're overwhelmed, irritable, and feel emotionally exhausted in your personal life. And work burnout and emotional burnout can intertwine together, because if you're working in a toxic environment, that in itself will let you be resentful about your job and lead to emotional burnout, where you're definitely overwhelmed and just exhausted, right? And then let's look at number 3, physical burnout. Your body is run down. You are constantly tired, getting sick more often, or experiencing headaches and body aches. Okay? So all these 3 types of burnout, they're interconnected. All right? So let's see how we can stop burnout and then how we can fix this issue. Okay? Sometimes burnout sneaks up on us. You might think you are just in a rough patch, but if these signs sound familiar, you are probably dealing with burnout. So, do you wake up tired even after a full night's rest? Small tasks begin to feel overwhelming. You feel irritable, frustrated, or emotionally drained. You have trouble focusing or feel mentally foggy. You feel disconnected from things that used to excite you. You rely on caffeine, sugar, or other quick fixes to get through the day. If any of these sound like you, it is time to take a step back and make some changes, because burnout is not something you can just push through. It only gets worse if you ignore it. All right. So now we are going to be looking at how we can recover from burnout and reclaim our energy. Okay. So let's look at 5 proven strategies to help you recharge, regain your energy. So number 1, prioritize rest like it's a non-negotiable contract. Okay? So I know what you're thinking. I don't have time to rest. I can rest when I get it all done. But Let me tell you something. If you don't make time for rest, burnout will force you to stop. So, start by getting serious about sleep. Aim for at least 7 to 9 hours per night. And if you've been burning the candles at both ends, consider scheduling in short power naps or moments of downtime throughout the day. Okay? So, for my people who, like myself, we have 10 different tasks running at any given time. We have to schedule in that time for rest, to recharge, refuel, because guess what? We can't run on empty, okay? Because we're definitely setting ourselves up for failure and for burnout, okay? Number 2, set boundaries and learn to say no. So all my people, including myself, I have my hand up, who have a hard time saying no. We have to practice to say no and not feel guilty about it. So let's look in the mirror, look at ourselves, and practice to say that 2-character word. No, 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 not today. Okay? We have to set boundaries. We have to set boundaries. We have to prioritize our tempo. Because as the popular saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to fuel yourself. And to even show you how important it is to protect your tempo first, when you are flying on an aircraft, the emergency instructions always state, put your oxygen on first before you assist the person beside you to put their oxygen mask on. And that goes to show that you have to protect self before you can even help someone else. So we can't pour from an empty cup. So let's set boundaries and learn to say no, okay? Burnout often happens because we take on too much. If your schedule is packed with obligations that drain you, it is time to start saying no. Ask yourself, is this really necessary? Does this add to my life, or is it just adding to my stress? Give yourself permission to protect your time, to protect your energy. So, number 3, fuel your body the right way. Oftentimes, when we are rushing, we're on the go, we get a quick fix, something quick. And usually, more often than not, that quick fix is something that's unhealthy. So we grab a fast food, we grab, a donut, something that's high in saturated fats, simple sugars, that gives us a quick spike in energy. But guess what? After that spike in energy has all been used up, you're going to drop. All that energy, all that sugar is going to be quickly used up by your body. And then you're going to feel low and out and down and drained and just, ooh. Okay? So let's fuel our body the right way. When we are burnt out, we often reach for quick fixes. So your caffeine, your sugar, your processed foods, but that actually makes things worse. Instead, let's focus on nourishing our bodies with whole foods, protein, and healthy fats. Drink more water. Dehydration can result in brain fog, that inability to think clearly, that instance where you end up putting the jug of orange juice in the cupboard, can't find your keys, looking for your glasses and they're right on top of your head. Brain fog. So let's fuel and hydrate our body with water. And if you're feeling sluggish, try adding magnesium or B complex vitamins to your diet. These nutrients are essential for energy production. Number 4, move your body, but keep it gentle. Exercise can help reduce stress. But if you're already burned out, don't force yourself into intense workouts that leave you feeling more exhausted. Instead, opt for gentle movements like walking, yoga, or stretching. The goal is to refresh your body, not drain it further. Okay? And number 5, take breaks and disconnect. When was the last time you truly took a break? And I don't mean continuously scrolling on your phone through social media, through videos. I mean stepping away from work, from screens, from obligations, and actually giving your mind time to breathe. Try this. Take 10 minutes today to just sit in silence, take deep breaths, and go for a walk, or just sit there and just listen to the tone of complete silence. You would be surprised at how powerful small breaks can be in resetting your energy. So let's make this actionable. Here is your challenge for today. I want you to identify one area of your life where you feel burnt out, whether it is work, relationships, health. Where is the stress coming from? Then I want you to choose one small action you can take today to reduce that stress. Maybe it is setting a boundary, scheduling downtime, or swapping that extra cup of coffee for a glass of water. Then I want you to commit to prioritizing one energy boosting habit every day for the next week, whether that is sleep, movement, nutrition, or self-care. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself isn't being selfish, it is necessary. That's it for today's episode of Blueprint to Thrive. If this episode resonated with you, take a second to share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I would love to hear from you. What is one thing you're doing this week to prevent burnout? Send me a message on Instagram at The Practitioner Collective and let's chat. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep thriving.